Alright guys, I've been putting this deck profile off for a minute now because I didn't know if it was good or not, and I've seen other people's versions of it where they're running the 7-drop Hody Jones. Excuse me if I misspeak in this video a lot. My brain is kind of fried. Like I'm just really tired, mostly because I'm doing a lot of packing. So like I've just been exhausted a lot. But let's just get right into it. Don't want to keep rambling on. This is my green yellow Yamato. So let's get right into it. So green yellow Yamato, she has double attack. She is the first leader with double attack. So turn 2, turn 3, your leader will be at 3 or less life already. Double attack, activate main. If your opponent has 3 or less life, attach up to 2 of your rested Dawn to one of your characters. Not bad. So because of that second ability, my deck is built around cards that benefit off of having 2 Dawn on them. So like Inuyashis right here, these 2 Inuyashis, the Dendros, Nekomamushis, and Kikunojo, technically because you have an AK swing. Pretty much I have cards in here that benefit off of the second ability. So let's get right into it. For the first card, I have 4 Izos. Obviously, I'm going to run 4 Izos, land on Wano. 2k counter. He can also rest a 4 or less. So like say somebody has a blocker you don't want out for your double attack to go through. You just play Izo. He'll rest the blocker, and then your leader can swing where she can do double attack. Pretty simple. Next up is set 1 Inuyarashi. And the reason why I run 2 of him, he's like I'd like to say a tech, because like he has the ability where he benefits off of having 2 Dawn on him. So you just put 2 rested Dawn from your from leader ability onto him. You attack for 6k. You get to restand a Dawn. So like it's okay, right? Because that 1 Dawn you can then put onto your leader, swing for 6k. Or like if you already have this Momo up, that 1 Dawn can be used to search with Momo. Or like if you're at 2 or less life and you're able to use this guy's ability, you have 1 for Narikabura era. So it's like it's a weird tech that I put in here. Plus it's just able to benefit off of leader ability. So yeah, 2 of him. Next up is Momonosuke. Of course I'm going to run Momonosuke if this is a Land of Wano type deck. Pretty much he's Jewelry Bonnie for Land of Wano. There you go. Sums up pretty fast. 4 of Momonosuke. Next up is Beige. 2k counter, right? It's a pretty staple yellow card because when he released an OPO4, everyone was running him because of his trigger. His trigger's really good. He just, up to 1 of your opponent's leaders or characters cannot attack for this turn. Plus he's a 2k counter. And with the life manipulation in this deck, he really works well because you're pretty much triggering a lot because it's yellow, so big surprise. So not bad. 4 of him. Next up is 9-drop Yamato, and I've been actually thinking about running 3 of her and reducing this Inuyarashi down to 3. But it's very interchangeable. But right now I feel like this is pretty good. So 2 of her, 9-drop Yamato. You have 2 big bodies. Everybody knows what 9-drop Yamato does. Everyone's playing her in Queen. Everyone's playing her in Enel. Some of them, and then some of them are playing him in Crocodile, purple yellow Crocodile. So like, she's good because she adds life. She also KO stuff. So not bad. Next up is this Inuyarashi, and Inuyarashi is removal now, pretty much. So he'll be a 7k swing because you attach 2 Dawn to him. When you attack with him, you discard a card, and you KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters that's equal or less than their life. So like say they have a 3-drop blocker on board, they have 4 or less life, or they have 4 life. You just swing with your Inuyarashi, discard a card, and then KO that 3-drop blocker. Pretty simple example, but that's what he does. He is he's like the main removal for effect wise anyway. Not to mention he's also the first card I get to show off this trigger. This trigger is if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, play this card. So most likely they're gonna be 3 or less life because your leader, she has double attack. She just swings for a lot. So like the Akazaya 9s in this deck that are yellow have the trigger of if your opponent have 3 or less life, play this card. So you pretty much get a body for free when you trigger them. So yeah, that's why I kind of run 4 of him because I want more chances of being able to trigger a body for free. So that's why I run 4 of him. And like the other Akazaya 9s. So that's what he does. He's removal. And he's able to be triggered. Next up is Onami. And what Onami is, she is Thunderbolt as a character, and a character that has a good ability. And the reason why I call her, everyone's calling her New Thunderbolt is because her trigger is just Thunderbolt's ability. You KO up to one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters. So like you could put her in life just to get rid of a 5-drop you don't want on board. But you can also play her as a character in this deck on board because of her ability where she gives a leader a character banish. So if you play her and you give your leader banish, your leader becomes the 5-drop Yamato from set 1 where she has double attack and banish. So pretty crazy. If they don't have a blocker on board, you just play Onami, give your leader banish, and put the rest of your Dawn onto your leader and swing out for, like, we'll say a 10k banish double attack. We'll just say that. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy what this Onami can do. There's another card in here, which is Hiyori, that will pretty much help you with the trigger ability. So yeah, new Thunderbolt. I feel like yellows are going to be running this, like almost every yellow deck is going to be running this when it hits North America. So next up is Kikunojo. Kikunojo, he is your second life manip, because not only is he a 4/6 body, he also benefits off of your opponent having 3 or less life, because when this guy dies, he will place a card from your deck to the top of your life. So not also do you get a 6k swing, maybe even more if you put 2 Rested Dawn onto him, you'll also get life back. And again, Akazaya 9s in yellow now have the trigger of if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, play this card. So free body on board, 6 or potentially higher power swing, and then you get life back. So pretty cool. Next up is Hiyori. 2k counter, but she's also the main life manipulator, because what she does is on play, you take a card from your life, top or bottom, and then you put a card from your hand into your life. So you take a card from your life, you put say you have Kikunojo in hand, you put him into your life on the top of your life pile, because most likely your leader will be at 3 or less life because of leader swing. So you take a card from life, put Kikunojo on top, take the swing, play Kikunojo. So she'll help. Hiyori will help you grab your stuff from your life and also help you get bodies on board, like your Kikunojos, where he'll add life to your life pile from your deck, or your Inuarashi that'll help you remove stuff from board with his effect. So Hiyori's really cool. She's also, again, the 2k counter, so that's why I run 4 of her. Next up is Momonosuke, another life manip. That's also a 5-drop 6k body blocker. Really cool. Momonosuke got a better card. On play, what Momonosuke does is you put any Land of Wano character on the top of your life. So like what you would do is play Hiyori to get, like, say your Kikunojo or Dendro into your life. Then next turn you play Momonosuke to put Hiyori onto the top of your life, so you get her back when you take the swing, and you just do the same thing with Hiyori again. So that's why I only run 3 of him in here, because you're only using him for like Hiyori pretty much, or you're using this blocker Momonosuke to protect like a body on board that you want to play again later. So you would play Momonosuke, put your Hiyori on top, or if you already have a Hiyori in hand, just put like your Dendro that's tapped on top, or your Nekomamushi that's tapped on top, so that you can get them back again later, and they don't just go to your graveyard, they'll go to the top of your life, you take the swing, play the body. So really good life manip with these two. The brother-sister combo life manip is really cool. So yeah, I run 3 of him for that. Next up is Dendro. 3 of the Dendros. He's like your main big body swing, or sorry, mid body swing, because your big body swing is Yamato. Your main mid body swing is Dendro, because he'll be an 8k swing, and not to mention, if he has 2 Dawn on him, which makes him an 8k swing, if he has a 2 Dawn on him, he can't be KO'd by effects if your opponent has 3 or less life. So they're gonna have to either play blue and return him. Oh my goodness, excuse me. They're gonna have to play blue and return him with 3,000 worlds, or they're just gonna have to attach enough Dawn onto their character or leader just to KO him through battle. So pretty cool. Not to mention, you can trigger him, so you'll have a 5-drop 6k non-effect KO character on the field, so not bad. Lastly is Nekomamushi, and the reason why I run Nekomamushi in here is for more aggression, because what he does, if you have 2 Dawn on him, he can attack active characters. So, weird example, I know, say like you're playing Red-Green Law, and they have the Restand Law out, just attach 2 Dawn to Nekomamushi, maybe even more to secure it, and attack the Restand Law, right? Because you can attack active characters with this guy, so he'll be like an 7 to 8k swing on the 6k Restand Law, which will either, they'll have to out counter it, they'll let him go, or they'll just switch to Blocker Law. Who knows? Weird example, I know, but like, hey, more aggression in yellow, really cool, especially against active characters, so not bad. That's why I run him. Also, again, same trigger, free body on board. So 4 Nekomamushis. Next up is Spiderweb. Of course I'm going to run Spiderweb, one of Green's best event cards. You get more counter power, and you get to set one of your characters back as active, so it's just better, it's better Totsuka, it's better, Paradise Waterfall. It's better Paradise Waterfall. So that's why I run 4 of it in here. Plus, not to mention, the trigger's pretty good. So, yeah, 4 Spider's Web. And lastly, for events, and the last card in the deck is Narikabara Arrow. Narikabara Arrow, if you're 2 or less life, minus 3,000 to one of your opponent's leader characters. Not to mention, the trigger is just Ikoku Sovereignty. You discard 2 cards, put 1 card on from your deck on top of your life. So that's why I run this one in here. Plus, not to mention, it's also an event you could search for off of Momonosuke, which will then kick off the chain. It's like, I would really like Narikabara Arrow in my life. So search for Narikabara off of Momonosuke, play Hiyori, take a card from your life, and then put Narikabara on your life. So yeah, and then next turn you play Momonosuke blocker to put Hiyori on top of your life. So it's like a lot of life manip in this deck for green-yellow, so it's really cool. This is the closest thing I'll get to having good samurais back until Red-Green Odin comes out next year in the extra boosters. So yeah, this is the green-yellow Yamato. Hopefully you find this somewhat interesting. You can work off of it, make it even better and perfect. Again, the only thing I could change is probably boosting up Yamato, this 9-drop Yamato up to 3, and reducing this Inuarashi down to 3, or reducing this Nekomamushi down to 3, and adding 1 9-drop Yamato. So that's like the only thing I could really see changing for this deck, or my build of it anyway. Again, I see people running 7-drop Hody with the Rush. I see some people, for some reason, running the Don Quixote engine in it. But you know, to each their own. This is my version of the deck. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you find it interesting, and thanks for watching. I'll see you when whatever I make next.